The jungle mission. The jungle was alive with sound. The calls of nocturnal creatures, the rustle of leaves in the humid breeze, and the faint hum of generators hidden within the dense foliage. Aiko crouched on a thick branch high above the forest floor, her black suit blending seamlessly with the shadows. Below her lay a sprawling base carved into the heart of the jungle, its structures camouflaged beneath moss and vines. Her target, Dr. Emilia Varga, a biochemist turned supervillain who used her genius to unleash devastating plagues on innocent populations. The base was crawling with female guards, their presence a testament to Varga's paranoia. Aiko felt the weight of her curse like a lead stone in her chest. It was time to act. Aiko dropped silently to the ground, the damp soil cushioning her landing. The first guard was patrolling the perimeter, her rifle slung lazily over her shoulder. Aiko slipped behind her, quick as a shadow, and cupped a gloved hand over the woman's mouth. She tilted the guard's head back and pressed her lips to hers. The reaction was immediate. The woman gasped as her stomach began to swell, her hands instinctively clutching at the growing mass. Her uniform stretched taut, seams straining as her abdomen rounded out, then her limbs and torso. Panic etched her face as she stumbled, her body growing impossibly large and spherical. With a muffled cry, she burst into a dazzling explosion of blue energy, the jungle momentarily lit as if by lightning. Aiko moved swiftly, weaving through the trees toward the base. 2 guards stood at the main entrance, their stance alert. Aiko launched herself from the shadows, knocking one guard's weapon aside and twisting her into a hold. Before her partner could react, Aiko leaned in, brushing her lips against the captive's cheek before planting a kiss on her lips. The guard froze, her knees buckling as her belly began to expand. What's happening?" she stammered, her hands trembling as they pressed against her inflating body. Her skin grew tight and shiny, her face a mask of terror as her partner backed away in disbelief. "Stay back," the second guard shouted, raising her weapon, but Aiko was already on her, silencing her with another kiss. Moments later, both guards erupted in bursts of light, leaving the entrance unguarded. The base was a labyrinth of metal corridors, dimly lit and oppressively warm. Aiko moved like a wraith, her every step deliberate and silent. Groups of guards patrolled the halls, their chatter punctuated by the hum of machinery. She struck quickly, isolating one guard at a time. Each kiss was a deadly promise, her lips activating the curse that swelled their bodies beyond recognition. The inflation was almost hypnotic, their faces shifting from confusion to terror as their stomachs ballooned, then their limbs and torsos. Their uniforms stretched until the fabric could no longer contain them, the seams splitting as they grew rounder, larger, and impossibly bloated. The air vibrated with the energy of their explosive demise, each burst leaving behind a faint shimmer of magical light. As Aiko neared Varga's laboratory, the guards became more disciplined, their movements precise and tactical. A group of 3 ambushed her in a narrow corridor, their weapons raised. Aiko dodged a volley of bullets, flipping over one guard and disarming her with a swift kick. She grabbed the second guard by the collar, her lips brushing against hers before retreating into the shadows. "No, no, no," the woman screamed, dropping her weapon as her belly began to swell. Her comrades watched in horror as she inflated, her body rounding out until it was impossibly massive. Aiko darted in again, dispatching the others with a kiss each, their fates sealed as they ballooned and burst in rapid succession. The laboratory doors slid open, revealing Varga standing at a steel table, her white lab coat pristine despite the chaos outside. She turned slowly, her expression calm and calculating. "Aiko," she said, her voice dripping with disdain. "I've been expecting you." Aiko didn't respond, her eyes narrowing as she stepped forward. Varga raised a hand and a trio of remaining guards charged from the shadows. Aiko moved fluidly, dodging strikes and disabling her attackers with surgical precision. One by one she dispatched them with her curse, their bodies swelling and bursting in brilliant explosions of energy until only Varga remained. "You think your curse is power?" Varga sneered, backing away toward a console. "It's a weakness. A prison." Aiko closed the distance between them, her movements swift and unrelenting. She grabbed Varga by the wrist, spinning her around and pressing their lips together. Varga's smug expression shattered as the curse took hold. She stumbled, clutching her stomach as it began to grow. "No. This isn't possible," she cried, her body expanding rapidly. Her lab coat shredded as her form ballooned, her screams echoing in the room. The final explosion shook the lab, the magical energy obliterating Varga's equipment and leaving behind only silence. Aiko stood amidst the ruins, her breath steady despite the weight of what she had done. The jungle was quiet again, the base destroyed and her mission complete. But the words of Varga lingered in Aiko's mind. Like the stillness of the jungle, there was a stillness in Aiko's heart.